Hello, welcome to your monthly readings. As always, keep in mind that those are only general readings. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. I have two special tarot offers going on for this month, and they are both kind of focused in the energies wrapping up this year cycle of 2018 and beginning the next chapter of 2019 and what it might bring for all of you in specific. So if you'd like to know more details about those special readings at a sales price until the end of the month, just contact me, and I will gladly give you all the details. And I apologize, as if I go into my readings, I'll be somehow having a hard time sometimes speaking and coughing a lot. It's due to the fact that I have catch a cold, and so I'm still in recovery process. It's taking some time, and it's really affecting a lot of my throat chakra. And aside of that, I also want to let you guys know that I'm not currently usually at home and where I usually do my readings, and so it might just be a harder process for me as I'm traveling to record these videos, but I will still try to at least do the monthlies and the mid-months if I can. And yeah, that's all. I hope you enjoy your readings, and we'll talk with each other soon. So, Pisces, I do feel like during this month of December, some of you might be feeling a little bit disappointed or let down by things that are not occurring in the way that you hoped, and also due to the character or behavior of someone or people in general that have somehow deceived you, or things that have happened with others that somehow left this imprint of betrayal. I think that energy of betrayal is quite triggered for some of you during this month, which means that some of you might be in need to take a deeper look at your undealt emotions and feelings associated with the past that are influencing how you are treating situations right now. Because I feel like some of you Pisces might be shocked actually with the understanding of who someone is, or the true colors of a situation is abrupt for some of you, and it might really give you an uncomfortable feeling of not being able to sustain that truth or that pain. Again, that betrayal, that lie, that cheating. I feel like some of you feel like you can't stand something you are dealing with. And others of you, it's not necessarily something happening right now. I feel like some of you might just have deep trust issues, and you might not even know how deep they are, and you might be about to discover those barriers that keep you from, again, being with others or engaging with others in a more trusting manner. You might get to know this this month as you are triggered, which means that with the seven of wands here, you are very defensive, very defensive first and foremost. But this is in the unconscious position. You don't see yourself this way. You see yourself as the Queen of Cups. You see someone that is gentle, right? That listens, that loves, that cares, that it's there, right? To again, to be receptive, not to be judgmental. But your conscious drive is the Seven of Wands. I feel like some of you might get into trouble with some unconscious, again, more aggressive attitudes that might be displayed through you when you're feeling attacked, when you're feeling like your territory is being threatened by the presence of something or someone. And I feel like some of you, again, this troubling energy might also be due to the fact that you are so emotionally responsive, let's say, to everything, that you might not be able to separate what's what during this period of time, who's who during this period of time. So you might be confusing reactions, confusing facts, confusing situations, taking everything as the same, putting everything in the same bowl. And I think that, again, some of you could get into trouble because of this, because you might, criticize or attack someone or hurt someone, when in reality that was intended for someone else. So be careful with those projections, because I feel like you might not, it's like this might not be the intention at all that you have, and it may lead to problems. It may lead to complication and suffering, ahead, that might be somehow unnecessary. At least the way it's coming across in your reading is that there are things that you can avoid, right? You can avoid certain things during this month of December, when dealing with actions that come from a very it's like this lack of reflection, this lack of reflection and consideration space. It's like you just do it, and you don't even see who you have in front of you, or you don't see what you are holding, if it's something that is a threat to you, or if it's something that it's an asset to you. Because I also feel like some of you might be even putting at risk certain things that have to deal with your work or finances. It's like you might be getting into trouble in work as well, or you might be getting into trouble with finances, or your financial life just might not be what you would like it to be during this month. I feel like some of you are dealing with, again, disappointments, feeling like I'm sorry, things are not even as close as to what you initially thought of that. And so some of you are also being tested to keep an open mind and to avoid the dimension of your expectations. I feel like some of you have had, and maybe you still have, expectations that are dangerous, because they are going to disappoint you in a certain way when they don't when they don't add to what you thought. But that doesn't mean that what happens is not something that could turn out to be good. Actually, with the Page of Coins here, it can, but do you see it that way? Do you take it that way? Do you work with it, with the change? Do you work with what's been given to you and not what you wanted to receive? Because I feel like, again, maybe some of you are just, I feel like some of you have been in a very idealistic vibration here, where you have dreamt and dreamt and dreamt and dreamt and idealized things, and that's fine, but maybe you didn't consider other factors that could change your visions when dealing with the earthly realm here, which means that maybe you expected so much out of something that in reality, in this concrete form, could never be that way. And some of you might need to overcome your own sense of disappointment and sadness that is more, it's more directed towards you, like needing to forgive yourself in a certain way for not seeing something clearly, for not, um, you know, maybe for believing in something that was, um, never possible to begin with, and still having yourself believe in it. So some of you during the month of December are dealing with complicated feelings here of shame, guilt, regret, disappointment, betrayal, as I said, or deceit of some sorts. It could be that you have been deceiving yourself. It could be that someone has been deceiving you. It could be plenty of things. I just feel like you are being called to, let go of things and be a little bit less judgmental. Just allow things to unfold and redirect themselves in the right way. Allow yourself to discover the right way. You don't have to have everything, I feel, as well, figured out, or by the book so much right now. Things will be happening, right? And they take their time and they will be processed as you go along. But if you don't go along in the alternative road, it will get more complicated. It will get tough. I also feel like some of you, this is about needing to release and forgive something that still sits with you at a deep core level. This Three of Swords, usually it's residual energy from past. Usually it's not a new thing. It could be, but usually it's more of the past. Has a past source or origin. It's like the initial wound that led to other wounds. Some of you, this is also about the acknowledgement of your needs. Yes, you may want something very, very much right now, but maybe you're not there yet. Maybe this is where you are. The Queen of Cups. You are healing, or in need to heal. You are to build a better relationship with yourself, with your heart, with your precious, precious, precious heart, and everything that comes from there. So how can you find love if you really don't love yourself? How can you give love if you don't allow yourself to receive love? So there's a lot of things here to be considered, I feel, for some of you, in terms of you, in terms of how you are honestly dealing with yourself, feeling, and also how you are, being with others. I feel like some of you are being very immature, just not considerate again about how you are with others. I feel like you see the flaws for others to you, but maybe you don't see the flaws of you to others, and you might be called to attention, and you see that as an attack. Or you might be calling on someone, right? Like telling them, don't say that, don't do that, don't be like that, because that annoys me, or that hurts me, or that just, I cannot deal with it. There's just a sense of defensiveness here amongst your energy and of someone else's, and there's a lot of touchy feelings as well. For Pisces that are in relationships, it's just it could be that for some reason during the month of December you're hurting each other, and it might be, hard to understand how and why. It's like it could be very easy to be lost, right, in the plot here, and not really understand what's going on between you and someone, and why suddenly both of you are so sensitive to each other, or defensive to each other, or dramatic to each other. There's also this very passive aggressive energy about you, Pisces, so it could be that you have during this month moments of, again, great passivity, where you're just low and maybe being very emotional, gentle and again in the flow, and then having moments where you go on attack mode. So the energy here is about you taking again care of yourself, and you know, to look at yourself as yourself. Like I feel like some of you again, you might only be looking at the parts of you that you want to see, like choosing to see things about you or about situations that suit you, right? Because you are choosing to look most likely at the things that are pleasant to you to look, but you might be dismissing other aspects that are important to figure out the bigger picture, and so to solve the complications of that process or those challenges you're dealing with. Anyway, as you go into December, I feel like you'll be given a chance to solve something, to heal something, to fix something, to add, you know, more quality, more interest, more money into your life as well. I feel like some of you are just going to start from zero in something. It's like start from scratch. I feel like some of you really need this reset button on an aspect of your life, and you might be willing to do that as you go into January. The beginning, I don't feel so much. I feel like you will take your time to overcome some feelings that are complex and difficult to feel and to deal with. But as you move along the month, I feel like then you will just get yourself straighten up, or get yourself, you know, in a better state of being, more mindful of how things are, maybe returning to a more zen element and just investing on something, having a chance to work on something, or to just discover, right, something dealing with the material world that might be an activity to come of interest, or just something to be a part of that you feel much more in sync with than maybe what you have been doing so far. So I hope you have a great month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.